At 11 years old, I learned something most people don't learn until much later in life. That being part of a perfect family doesn't mean you're actually safe in it. The day my parents left me alone for a month, they didn't yell. They didn't argue. They didn't even hesitate. They just placed $20 and a credit card on the table and walked out like it was normal. And the worst part, for a moment, I believed them. "My name is Sydney," I remember saying quietly, like saying it would somehow make this real, like saying it would make me feel less invisible. But let me start a little earlier, because this didn't begin with that moment. It started with the illusion. From the outside, our house looked perfect. 2-story home in a quiet neighborhood. Clean lawn. Nice cars. My mom posted smiling family photos every week. Grateful. Blessed. Family is everything. Thousands of people believed it. But if you looked closely, you'd notice something missing. Me. I wasn't really part of the picture. Not in the way that mattered. My mom, Diane, was always focused on how things looked, not how they felt. My dad. He wasn't cruel. He just wasn't there. He agreed with everything, questioned nothing. So I learned early how to stay quiet, how to take care of myself, how not to be a problem. At 8 years old, I made my own breakfast. At 9, I signed my own school papers. At 10, I stopped asking for help. And at 11, they decided I didn't need them at all. 2 weeks before they left, my mom called me downstairs. She was scrolling through flights. Paris, Rome, Santorini. "Your father and I need a break," she said casually. "You're old enough now." I didn't understand. Who am I staying with? She didn't even look up. "You're staying here." I waited for her to smile, to say she was joking. She didn't. "It's just a month," she added. "Don't be dramatic." I looked at my dad. He turned away. That told me everything. Then she reached into her purse, pulled out 2 $10 bills, and a silver card. "This is for emergencies," she said. "Don't use it unless it's serious." I nodded, because that's what I always did. Monday morning came too fast. They rolled their suitcases out. Didn't hug me. Didn't check if I was okay. "Lock the doors," my mom said. "Don't bother anyone." Then they left. Just like that. The house went silent. Not peaceful silence. Empty silence. The kind where every sound feels louder. The refrigerator. The clock. The wind. That night, I didn't sleep. The next morning, I opened the fridge. And that's when reality hit. Almost nothing. A few eggs. Old bread. Milk that was about to expire. I counted the money again. $20. Then I did the math. 30 days. Less than $1 a day. That's when I tried the card. Typed the numbers. Pressed confirm. Declined. Tried again. Declined. I called the number on the back. "This card is not activated." I stood there holding it. Because suddenly, this wasn't a mistake. It was a decision. Day 3, I walked to the store. Counted every cent. Bought the cheapest things I could find. Ramen. Bread. That became my routine. Half a meal in the morning. Half at night. Hunger became normal. By day 5, I called my mom. "Mom, I don't have food." She sighed. Annoyed. "You're being dramatic." Then she hung up. That night, I saw her post online. Smiling. Holding a drink. Standing in front of the Eiffel Tower. Caption. "Living my best life." And something inside me changed. Not anger. Not sadness. Something colder. That night, I picked up the old iPad she had given me, opened the camera, and pressed record. "Day 5, I said. "My mom is in Paris." I turned the camera toward the empty kitchen. "I ate half a pack of ramen today." I didn't know why I was recording. I just knew. Someone needed to see this. Even if that someone was just me. But what I didn't realize yet was that I wasn't as invisible as I thought. Because a few days later, someone knocked on my door, and everything started to change. By day 7, I had stopped feeling hungry, not because I had enough food, but because my body had started to adjust to not having it. That scared me more than anything. I woke up slower, moved slower, even thinking felt heavier. But I kept going, because I didn't know what else to do. That morning, I was sitting at the kitchen table, staring at half a piece of bread, trying to decide if I should eat it now or save it, when someone knocked on the door. I froze. No one ever came over. Not for me. The knock came again, gentler this time. I stood up slowly, walked to the door, opened it just a little. It was Mr. Harold. He lived next door. Old, quiet, always waved when I passed by. But we had never really talked. "Hey there," he said softly. "I noticed your parents haven't been around." My heart started racing. They're on a trip," I said quickly. "For how long?" "A month." He paused, looked at me carefully. "And you're here alone?" I nodded. I wanted to lie, to make it sound normal. But I was too tired. He didn't react right away. Didn't panic. Didn't accuse. He just asked one question. "Have you eaten today?" My throat tightened. "Yes," I said. But my voice gave me away. He nodded slowly. "Well, I made too much food," he said casually. "Hate to let it go to waste." I knew he was lying, but I didn't care. That night, I sat at his kitchen table, eating spaghetti. Real food. Warm. Filling. And for the first time in days, I didn't feel like I was disappearing. He didn't ask too many questions. Just sat across from me. Quiet. Patient. Then finally, "Where are your parents really?" he asked. And this time, I told the truth. Everything. The trip. The money. The card. Even the part where my mom said not to bother anyone. He listened without interrupting. When I finished, he leaned back in his chair, took a long breath. "That's not okay," he said. Simple. Clear. No confusion. No excuses. Just truth. "Do you want me to call someone?" he asked. My heart dropped. No. It came out too fast. Too loud. "Please don't," I added quickly. "My mom said." "I know," he said gently. He didn't need me to finish. He understood. "All right," he said after a moment. "I won't call anyone, for now." Relief hit me instantly. "But," he added, "I'm going to make sure you eat." And he did. Every day. Food at the door. Sometimes dinner at his table. He never made it feel like charity. Just normal. And that's what made it feel safe. But outside that small bubble, things were getting worse. School started again. Summer classes. I showed up late. Clothes wrinkled. Hair messy. I didn't even know how to use the washing machine. By day 3, I almost collapsed in class. The room started spinning. The teacher's voice faded. And then, nothing. When I woke up, I was in the nurse's office. The lights felt too bright. "Did you eat this morning?" the nurse asked. "Yes," I said automatically. But even I didn't believe it. She checked my weight. Paused. "You've lost a lot," she said carefully. Then came the question I had been avoiding. "Where are your parents?" Silence. Because this time, I couldn't lie. "No one's taking care of me," I whispered. The room changed. Not loudly. Not dramatically. But something shifted. The nurse looked at my teacher. My teacher looked back. And suddenly, I wasn't invisible anymore. That night, my phone rang. My mom. "How dare you," she snapped. I hadn't even said anything yet. "The school called," she continued. "You embarrassed me." I gripped the phone tighter. "I'm hungry," I said quietly. "You're dramatic," she fired back. "You have money. You have food. Stop making problems." The card doesn't work. Then don't use it. Her voice dropped. Colder. If you tell anyone anything, she said slowly, I will send you away. My chest tightened. Do you understand? I closed my eyes. Yes. Good. Click. The call ended. I sat there in silence. Then I opened her social media again. Another post. Smiling. Laughing. Perfect. Like I didn't exist. That's when something changed again. Not fear this time. Something stronger. I picked up the iPad. Turned on the camera. Day 12, I said. Then I showed everything. The empty fridge. The scale. The messages. Every detail. Because if no one believed me, I would make it impossible not to. But what I didn't know yet was that someone had already started paying attention. And in just a few days, a stranger would walk into my house and change everything. By day 20, I wasn't counting time the same way anymore. It wasn't about days. It was about survival. What I could eat. What I could save. How long I could make things last. But something else had changed too. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was documenting everything. Every morning, I turned on the camera. Day 18, I said once, opening the fridge. Nothing but a single egg and an empty shelf. Day 19. I stepped on the scale. The number lower than the day before. Day 20. I read my mom's messages out loud. Proof. Because deep down, I knew something was coming. I just didn't know what. That morning, I got an email from school. We need to speak with your parents. My heart dropped. Because I already knew. They wouldn't answer. They hadn't answered anything. Not calls. Not concerns. Not me. At the same time, something else was happening. Quietly. Behind the scenes. My teacher had been watching. The nurse had been documenting. And someone had made a call. The next afternoon, there was another knock on the door. Not like before. This one felt different. Official. I walked slowly toward it. Opened it. A woman stood there. Mid-40s. Calm expression. Kind eyes. Hi, Sydney, she said gently. My name is Karen. She showed me a badge. Child Protective Services. The words didn't fully register at first. Not because I didn't understand them, but because I had never imagined someone would actually come. Can I come in? She asked. I hesitated. My mom's voice echoed in my head. Don't tell anyone. Don't embarrass me. But then something louder pushed through. You're not okay. I stepped aside. Okay. Karen walked in slowly. She didn't rush. Didn't react dramatically. She just looked. The living room. The dishes. The silence. Your parents are away, she asked. Yes. For how long? A month. She nodded. Wrote something down. And who's been staying with you? I looked at the floor. No one. There it was. Out loud. For the first time. She didn't panic. Didn't raise her voice. She just said, Can you show me the kitchen? I led her there. She opened the fridge. Paused. Then looked at the counter. The trash. The wrappers. Then she looked at me. Not with judgment. With understanding. Sydney, she said softly. Do you have anything you want to show me? I don't know why I trusted her. Maybe because she asked. Maybe because she listened. Or maybe because I was tired of being alone. I went to my room. Came back with the iPad. I recorded everything, I said. Her eyebrows lifted slightly. Everything, she asked. I nodded. She pressed play. The room filled with my voice. Day 15. She watched. Didn't interrupt. Video after video. The fridge. The scale. The messages. The silence. When it ended, she looked at me. You did exactly the right thing, she said. That sentence hit harder than anything else. Because no one had ever told me that before. Then she asked me something no one had ever asked. Sydney, do you want to be safe? I didn't think. Yes. Everything changed after that. That same evening, she made calls. The next day, she came back. But this time, I didn't stay in the house. She had already arranged something. Pack a few things, she said gently. Where am I going? I asked. Somewhere safe. I ended up at Mr. Harold's house. But it felt different now. Not like a secret. Not like something I had to hide. This time, I was allowed to be there. Karen came back the next morning. Folder in hand. Serious. I need to tell you what's happening, she said. I sat across from her. Heart racing. We've reviewed everything, she continued. Your videos. The school reports. Medical records. She paused. And we requested financial records from your parents' accounts. I frowned. What does that mean? She opened the folder. Turned it toward me. Numbers. Dates. Transactions. They spent over $40,000 on their trip, she said quietly. My chest tightened. Hotels. Restaurants. Shopping. All listed. All real. And the card they gave you, she added. I already knew. It was never activated. Seeing it on paper made it final. This wasn't neglect by accident. This was a choice. What happens now? I asked. Karen closed the folder. Now we make sure you're safe. She looked at me carefully. And when your parents come back. She didn't finish the sentence. She didn't have to. Because I understood. For the first time. This wasn't something I had to survive alone. This was something that was about to be seen. But what I didn't know yet was how it would happen. Because when my parents came home, they weren't walking into a quiet house. They were walking into a room full of people. And a truth they couldn't escape. The day my parents came home, everything looked perfect. The sky was clear. The house was decorated. Cars lined the street. And inside, 40 people were waiting. From Mr. Harold's window, I watched it all. Guests arriving. Laughter spilling out the front door. Music playing. My mother moving through the room like nothing had happened. Smiling. Hugging people. Telling stories. On the TV. A slideshow played. Paris. Rome. Santorini. Every photo perfect. Every moment curated. And not a single one included me. She's resting, I saw my mom say to someone. She's been tired. I wasn't tired. I just wasn't part of the story she wanted people to see. Then the doorbell rang. Everything changed. My mom walked to the door. Still smiling. Probably expecting another guest. She opened it. And froze. Standing there. Was Karen. Calm. Still. Behind her. 2 police officers. You could feel the shift instantly. The room went quiet. 40 people. Suddenly paying attention. Mrs. Mitchell, Karen said evenly. We need to speak with you. My mom tried to recover. Tried to smile again. Now isn't a good time, she said lightly. I'm hosting. This concerns your daughter, Karen interrupted. That word landed. Daughter. Because for the first time that night, I existed. The officers stepped forward. We have a warrant, one of them said. The room stopped breathing. You and your husband are being charged with child endangerment. A ripple moved through the crowd. Confusion. Shock. Whispers. My dad stood near the back. Frozen. My mom laughed. Too quickly. Too sharply. There's been a misunderstanding, she said. My daughter is upstairs. She's not, Karen said calmly. Silence. She's been in protective care for several days. That's when the smile broke. What? My mom whispered. Karen stepped forward. We have evidence, she said. She nodded toward the TV. And suddenly, the slideshow stopped. The room went dark for a second. Then, my face appeared. Day 15. My voice echoed. The empty refrigerator. Gasps. The scale. More silence. My voice. Tired. Weak. My mom is in Monaco, the video said. I ate half a pack of ramen. No one moved. No one spoke. Because now, the truth wasn't being explained. It was being shown. Video after video played. My recordings. My words. My reality. And with each second, the illusion fell apart. My mom started shouting, "Turn it off. She's lying." But her voice didn't matter anymore. Because everyone could see it. Clear. Undeniable. My teacher stepped forward. "I reported this," she said firmly. "I saw what was happening." Another voice joined. "A neighbor." "I had no idea," someone whispered. My dad finally spoke. But it was too late. The officers stepped forward. "You have the right to remain silent." The words echoed through the room. My mom looked around. Desperate. Searching for someone to defend her. No one did. Because for the first time, there was nothing left to believe. Only truth. They placed the handcuffs on her wrists. She didn't fight. Didn't scream. She just stood there. Like everything she built. Had vanished. My dad followed quietly. Head down. They walked them out. Past the guests. Past the house. Into the street. Where neighbors had already started watching. The police car door closed. And just like that, it was over. Inside the house. No one stayed. The music stopped. The lights dimmed. People left quietly. The decorations remained. But the illusion was gone. Back at Mr. Harold's house. Karen knocked softly. "Hey," she said gently. "How are you feeling?" I thought about it. For a long time. Then I said something I didn't expect. "I can breathe." And for the first time in a month. It was true. Everything after that moved quickly. Court. Charges. Decisions. I didn't go back. Not to that house. Not to that life. Instead, I went somewhere new. Somewhere safe. And for the first time in my life, I wasn't invisible. Years later, people ask me if I regret it. If I wish I had stayed quiet. If I wish I had protected my family. The answer is always the same. No. Because I didn't destroy anything. I just stopped hiding the truth. And sometimes, that's enough to change everything. So let me ask you. If you were in my place, would you have stayed silent? Or would you have done what I did? And let the truth be seen. No matter what it cost. Because sometimes, the moment you speak up, is the moment your real life finally begins.